Hey, this is Richard King, aka Sailor King, and this is a quick little tutorial I threw together on how to use properly AdWiz for your Home Edition, your Golden Tee Home Edition. The first thing you need to do is open up Internet Explorer, not to be confused with Microsoft Edge, but Internet Explorer. And we need to download Java. So go ahead and go to java.com, and if you don't know if you have it or not, go ahead and check it, and just go ahead and click do I have Java, and that version, and boom, there it is. Now keep in mind, if you're using Chrome or Edge or anything else, you're going to get some warnings and errors here, as well as it just won't work. AdWiz will not work with it, so don't even attempt it. If you need to get to Explorer, Internet Explorer, simply just go and search for it. Not Edge. You don't want Microsoft Edge. This is a no-no. You want good old-fashioned Internet Explorer right here. And once you have that up, and once you've completed and installed Java, or at least check to make sure that you have a working version, then all you need to do is go to home.goldentee.com. And this is the area, if you haven't been here, this is kind of like the website that's starting to be, it's starting to get a lot more attention, and they're starting to add a lot of cool features, and it's just going to keep growing and keep growing. But the only reason why we're going here right now is because you see this little login up here. This is what you want to click to get to what is called your operators portal, or the operator service portal that is just for your home unit. So this is the main menu, and within the main menu there's a lot of things that you could check on your home edition, but we're not going to go over those right now. We're just going to go over these two: AdWiz, the Created AdWiz campaign, and the Manage AdWiz campaign. But we do want to go to View Adjustables, and again, this is if the first time you've ever been in here, it's just to double check this item that we're about to check is on by default, but just to make sure, because it's one of the reasons sometimes your ads won't show. So let's go View Cabinet Adjustables and scroll down all the way down here, and it says Advertisements. You want to make sure it says Show All Ads. Once that's done, you save it and you're good to go. Just real quick, you'll notice there's a lot of familiar items in here. Just like when you click the red button under the Home Edition, you can get into your operators screen. Well, you could do it online right here. Doesn't really matter, but anyway. So save that, and it says nothing's been saved. But that's only because I didn't actually change anything. So once we've done that, we want to go back to Return Main Menu, and we want to click on Create Ads with AdWiz. But before we do that, go ahead and save yourself some trouble and go to Settings, Internet Options, Security, click on Trusted Sites, hit Low, add a site, and make sure *itsgames.com is entered and saved so it's completely trusted. And that way, with the older Java and the newer operating systems and everything, it's going to save a lot of grief of screens popping up or not popping up and not telling you the error even though it did error, or just becoming blank and you have no idea what's going on. It's all because it's not trusted, and so go ahead, add that, and you'll be fine from then on out. So create ad with AdWiz, and you're going to see this screen, and this screen has some good information in it, but I'm going to save you the time and energy of reading all that if you just follow along. So use AdWiz, and you're going to see here that, let me shrink my window a little bit because it's huge, and insert there. That's what she said, jokes. All right, so once you come to the main screen AdWiz, there's something called campaigns and ads. A campaign is a collection of ads, and it's basically a promo or a promotion. Doesn't really have much to do with homeowners, but some of the ideas that you could probably do with that is have like a holiday campaign or like a seasonal campaign, or just you're having a football party or Super Bowl party or FA Cup party or something, and it's basically would be like more like a theme for the home guys rather than a promotion like they would use for bars for events or things going on there or tournaments. So go ahead and create a new campaign, and I'm just gonna call it Having Fun with King, right? And now you're in the section where it's add campaigns, and this is where you add ads, multiple ads, a single ad. So once you get into this screen, it might be blank, or it will be blank because there's no ads yet. You're gonna create an ad, and we're just gonna call this Kitty Watch. Well, you'll find out why later. So once you do that, this is a screen that you basically create your AdWiz in, and it just gives you a blank canvas. You're gonna see a little checkbox here. If you uncheck it, there's a little black line that goes through. Well, this just, as it says, it's just a reserved space. So when you look at the ad that you created, you can make sure that the start button or the online button and all that stuff doesn't hide your beautiful creation. Some other things on here is when you want, what dates, day, and time you want your ad to be displayed. By default, it's just going to be on all the time. And then main monitor display areas, you have attract mode and select mode. Attract mode is basically when the machine is idle and it's just going through like, top scores and the highlights and all that stuff. That's attraction mode. The other one is select mode, and that is the call to action. That's when you hit the start button, that image comes up, or images, depending on how many you have. So for testing purposes, I'm just going to do both. And that means it's going to show during idle as well as it's going to show during or when I hit the start button. Now, the only thing you could do through this AdWiz is add a background or add some text. And you can see it's pretty darn basic, right? And you just type whatever, you have basic font selections and sizes and then colors, right? Whoopie do. Awesome. Yay. Well, like everybody else, I don't like that. So I want to create my own creation. I want to have my own fun with it and just kind of go from there. So what I do, and you could use any program that you want to create an ad campaign. I'm using Photoshop, and I'm not going to go through all the Photoshop and stuff like that. I'm just going to show you some small little details that you need to be mindful of when creating it. And it kind of comes down to two things. One, the size of the image, and two, the format in which you save it as or export it so that AdWiz can read it. Right now, AdWiz only supports 4 major image formats, and you could see them all right on the screen right there. The next thing that you really want to focus on is the size of your image. Make sure you create the size of your image no smaller than 1280 by 720, which is just 720p or standard HD. However, the rule of thumb is to always create the next size up, because AdWiz is going to shrink it down to fit your monitor. And the bigger the image, the better it's going to look when it's resampled or downsized, rather than the opposite of when it gets upsized and distorts the image completely and it looks horrible. So let me show you what I do and what I'm talking about when it comes to screen resolution and what you should create these at. Basically, the rule of thumb is always to create the image bigger than what your target is for, and that will help with modifications to the image or formatting. But we're home users, so we pretty much know what type of screen our image or our ad's going to be on. So my screen is a 1080p, and so is probably yours with 2017. But no matter what, make sure that it looks good in 1280 by 720. Anything smaller than that is going to get upscaled, and it might not look very good. So once you've done that, and you've created your masterpiece, the next thing we want to talk about is image format and what you should save it as. So as we talked about a little earlier, there are some formats that are supported, and the two that you really should be focusing on is either PNG or JPEG. Now PNG is a much better format in terms of porting it, as well as if you have a lot of images or images or text or anything with a lot of straight lines or computer generated lines, it's going to keep the formatting and all the information in there pretty well, but the size is huge. And since we're kind of mindful of the size, JPEG is your next option. Now with JPEG, JPEGs are awesome because they're a lossless format. They're great for actual photos, really detailed photos like this cat. So save everything in JPEG unless you know that you have a lot of text and there's no really pictures on your creation. Then in that case, do PNG because the lines and the curvature would look a lot better, as opposed to JPEG looks smoother to the eye and keeps a lot more information when it comes to really detailed information like this, opposed to simple lines, straight curves, and so forth. So save it as JPEG or PNG, whichever one you prefer, and that's it. And then we'll now bring it into. We'll go back to AdWiz and we'll bring that up. We have our AdWiz here, and we're gonna set background, and we're gonna go to where I saved that bad boy. And whoops, I believe I did it just in my default pictures, and there it is. Okay. So if you see this, this basically means that your aspect ratio of the image that you created, the pixels, are off, or they're not standard, or it's so large, like a 4K or an 8K size image, that AdWiz just doesn't like it. So basically, if you see this, it's nothing to worry about if you know that you're only like a size or two bigger, like you went 2K instead of the 1080p. You really don't need to, but just be sure that you only go one size higher over 1080p, if anything, or to avoid it at all, just do 1080p and you'll be fine. Oh, and a side note, technically they actually save them in DDS files, which is direct raw surface files. And there is a trick to get your image to look exactly how you would want it to. So ignore all that and just pillar box it. Once you've done that, go ahead and go edit at 100% of your 100% of your resolution. And this format is as close as you're going to get to what it's going to look like when you send it to your Golden Tee machine. So if it looks fine here, or if you want to add some text or some other things like, hey, this is the October one, or I'm sorry, November edition. I don't even know what that means. Then there you go. And just for fun, whoops, no. What do we want? We want Gigi. And we will do the font 32 maybe? Yeah. And we'll do it. No, it's going to be ugly. We'll do this color just to have something pop on the screen. All right. So I'm done there. And we're back. And I have all my dates and everything's ready. So everything's good. And so what you need to do is go ahead and save it. So once that's saved and it's done, close the ad, and there it is. You can add a few more, do whatever. You can have certain, have this on a certain day or whatnot, or each one of those, all the individual, and boom, now you got your campaign. You're done. You're ready to send it and have the world see it, or just you and your cat. So once you're done here, you go ahead and close the ad campaign editor, creator, and now you're back to the main menu. Now this is very important, because if you just leave and you're done, your ad's going nowhere. So with that said, there's actually 2 ways you could do it. And here's the better way, the faster way, and I'm sure IT would agree with me, is, and you don't want to wait the 2+ hours or however long, because I think they only check like 4 times a day. Otherwise you could force a call to IT or reset your box a bunch of times. But if you want it to come on immediately and you don't want to upload it and wait, then all you need to do is create install CD for ad campaigns. Click on that. Ignore the whole CD thing. That's from a long time ago. And we're going to go the quick way. Whoops. Install it, or push OK, and what's going to happen is this box is going to pop up, and it's going to give you the path of where all the files are. Get a USB key, format it, and FAT32, not NTFS, and go OK. And what's going to happen is it's going to pop up the directory with all the files right here. Copy these guys to a USB drive, no folders or anything, just this. Have the USB drive, just have this, and then go and turn off your Golden Tee Machine, plug it in one of your open USB slots, and then restart it. It's going to go through like it's starting the game, and then what's going to happen is it's going to go, oh, look, there's a new AdWiz campaign to be installed. It's going to go through, it's going to install it, and you're good to go. There's nothing else you have to do. You upload it, or it's uploaded already because it did it all locally, and bam, done. And your ad campaign is there already, and it was instant. If you want to do it the slow way, then you go here and upload ad campaign. It's going to tell you, go OK. Once that is done, then exit AdWiz. And this is another important step if you're doing it the slow way. Oops. Close this guy. You're going to come back here. Go back to your operators menu. If you're doing it all in one shot, I like to refresh just to make sure I'm still logged in. And then go here, Manage AdWiz Campaigns. Find the campaign that you just created, and if it's going to say either USB if you only did the USB version or the USB method, the fast way, or it's going to say live when you uploaded it to IT. Now, if you uploaded it to IT, you need to click on Install, select your cabinet, and hit Save. Now, sometime within the next 2 hours, it's going to be uploaded. And to find out, you can go back to where you installed it, and it's going to say pending install. If it says installed, that means obviously it's now showing up on your Golden Tee Machine. The campaign too large, don't worry about that. That's more of the commercial side of things, because they have a 3 megabyte monthly limit, and that would exceed their monthly limit for the Sprint cellular that they have, that comes with every commercial version but doesn't come with the home edition. So disregard that. So once we're done there, you hit it live. Now it's sit and wait, and that's it. That's how you get all your beautiful ads onto your Golden Tee Machine. But always remember, use the USB method. It's quicker. You don't have to wait unless you want to wait, but it just makes your life easier, but probably more importantly, IT's life a lot easier, since I'm sure you guys will be uploading massive amounts of backgrounds for your friends that come over. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this high school like presentation on how to use AdWiz for your Golden Tee Home Edition. And be sure to like, subscribe, all that crap. If you do have some really cool backgrounds or something like that, go ahead and tweet them, Golden Tee TV, or go on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and I will talk to you guys later. If you have any comments or anything, just leave them, and I will answer them as quick as possible.